For centuries, people have wanted to find their Garden of Eden. Now, Harvard professors are backing up the human race with their plan for a new Garden of Eden. A professor at Harvard University has revealed a backup plan for the human race to survive the threat of nuclear war, as well as pandemics and asteroids. A professor at Harvard University came up with the idea to establish a backup for human existence on the moon in case of a worldwide disaster. This concept envisions the moon serving as a platform for the establishment of a new Garden of Eden. You're watching YouTube channel. Let's get techie. In today's video, we will talk about the truth about Harvard professor's backup plan for the human race. So make sure to watch the video until the end. And if you are new to the channel, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon, so you will not miss any future videos we upload. A Harvard University professor has proposed a plan of backing up human life on the moon in case of a global catastrophe. If these calamities do happen, then this moon would become a platform to create another Garden of Eden. A.V. Loeb, the founder of the Galileo Project, which seeks to question traditional thinking and investigate the possibility of life beyond Earth, has stated that there are many disasters that are waiting for us here on Earth, and if it does come true, we will all be living off-planet anyhow. According to Loeb, in order to save mankind, we would have to travel back in time and start over somewhere else. This is a challenging choice since it has to do with our fundamental nature and who we are. Who exactly are we? And what legal standing do we have? Where do we find our originality as individuals? He went on to say that we are a society that just recently figured out how to build large cities in the past 100,000 years. Everything, from technology to architecture, has been digitized in this digital age that we are currently living in. And there is no turning back from this trend. However, as Loeb pointed out in his address, there are many things that require water or oxygen for their nourishment. This includes the cells that make up bacteria as well as human beings. He advises preserving these species by putting them on the moon, which would act as a national heritage site and can be used to preserve anything for all of time. On the other hand, NASA did not appear to be persuaded by his concept, as evidenced by the fact that they stated, the lunar surface environment is hostile and provides several obstacles for people on its surface. However, it is not very dissimilar to other regions of the solar system, many of which have previously been investigated by a variety of spacecraft. It may provide us the chance to examine certain spots that we haven't looked at previously, such as regions that may include natural cracks or are made up of rugged terrain caused by the impact of a meteorite. Even though they are buried under a layer of earth at the moment, the ancient corroded metal pieces that have been discovered during prior expeditions can still provide us with valuable information regarding our past. Professor Loeb explained how the Artemis I moon rocket mission can serve as a backup for human life in case of global catastrophe, adding that the backup will be stored on the moon and can be updated from Earth with the help of laser communication channels. He noted that there are many potential situations which could threaten humanity, such as nuclear war threats, climate change, pandemics, or even asteroids, which may one day wipe out all humankind as they did to dinosaurs. Earlier this year, CNBC reported that the idea was not completely new. Back in 2008, researchers proposed leaving a simple, sealed room about the size of a small bathroom, containing samples of people and plants. It would be left untouched to avoid outside contamination from dust and solar wind. However, Loeb said that space dust has a magnetic field that could make it difficult for people to explore beyond the moon or Mars. If there were an emergency on Earth, say war or famine, a lunar base would still likely exist. It just takes longer for people to find it. Loeb is known to be an Elon Musk supporter of the highest order. He believes that Musk's big Falcon rocket has the potential to one day play a part in the transportation of immigrants into the Martian colony. It's feasible that they're also gazing at their future. Loeb said the theory needed a contingency plan, and he suggested having a system like backups and recoveries for the moon, just like the cloud storage in someone's phone. If a worse situation happens, he elaborated, Valuable information, including DNA and other human-created things like books and films, could be stored on the internet. He explained that it was only theoretical at this point. However, he believed that it could become something much more feasible. I do not foresee any technology-related hurdles. We're talking about an electronic system that's off of Earth. As long as humans have a base on the moon, humanity will survive. He was quick to mention that humanity could be updated thanks to NASA's development of laser communication technology quickly. This allows for huge amounts of information to be transferred at very high speeds. However, the most important question is posed. If humans are allowed to go back to the moon, will they colonize it? No colony would be allowed to exist. While more immediate needs for food, water, oxygen, and fuel can be met, it would take mankind millions of years to push the moon back into its natural state of dust and stone. All that said, this is one big step for humankind. But there's a long road ahead. With or without NASA's help, the United States Space Agency will always have a reason to have human missions around the moon. They could, in theory, mine the moon for resources, build large commercial bases, or simply conduct exploration missions. The possibilities are endless. Until that time comes, though, NASA will have at least one manned mission to the moon every year. Loeb also compared it to an external hard drive of a laptop. He likened the idea to the computer being replaced by life on Earth, and human creations of value like art, science, and technology. The principle that Professor Loeb explained is that the information can be digitally encoded onto the moon, so that these new things are always up to date. Earth might represent a failed trial run by another civilization, he noted as well. Rebooting Earth would give us an opportunity for a selective recovery program. This would include rebuilding only positive aspects of our lives in order for humankind to prosper anew. Earth could represent a failed trial for another civilization, he continued. Rebooting Earth would allow the chance for a selective recovery program in which only positive aspects of our lives are recreated. He mentioned how this new world would be void of negativity, toxicity, and misplaced sentiments from groups who thought they were superior. He was hopeful that humans would coexist with kindness and cooperation, and no one will ever feel threatened again. According to his essay, he hopes they will roll the dice for humanity 1 billion times and eventually find a Garden of Eden on at least one habitable planet within the Milky Way galaxy. To do this, his Galileo project is processing $1 million for an expedition to explore the ocean floor near Papua New Guinea, where an unidentified space object crashed in 2014. Professor Loeb has not yet received the fund, but he intends to reach out to other scientists, students, and concerned citizens in order to convince the Trump administration to go to the moon. Loeb believes this mission to the moon could help provide an additional energy source for future colonies on Mars or a colony on Eris. It is not yet known if the Trump administration will consider this idea, but the president spoke of Mars in his own speech in April. "I want to help build the first city on Mars, and I want to help people live on Mars," he said. "And if there were even one small chance that there is a city already there that we can reach and get, it would be worth $1 trillion. That's all for today's video, guys. What do you think of today's video, and would you think that this idea will work or not? Tell us your views in the comment section. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch this video. See you in the next video. Until then, good luck.